Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Belcher from the counseling office. Today we're going to look at some of the do's and don'ts of filling out applications and forms. There are lots of different types of applications and forms you're going to experience in your life, from job applications, school/college applications, scholarship applications, other things like bank account applications, and all sorts of other information forms. I promise you there will be lots that you will have to fill out throughout your life. We are going to mainly focus on job and college applications today, but most of the information we will go over today can be applied to all sorts of applications and forms in the future. All right, raise of hands. How many of you have already filled out some sort of application already, whether it be for a job, college, or scholarship? Raise your hand. I know I'm not in the room with you, but I'm guessing that most of you raised your hand, so this next question should be fairly easy. As a class, let's shout out some of the things that are found on applications like these. What sorts of questions are asked? What information is asked of you? As a class, in a minute, I would like for you to pause the video and discuss what kinds of things are found on applications. Teachers, please pause the video now and discuss for just a couple minutes. Okay, hopefully you were able to come up with some of the things you might find in a job or college application. Great job. Here is an example of a job application. I know it is a little small print on the screen, but college and job applications may include things like your name, address, telephone number, email, social security number, previous employment history, educational background, extracurricular activities, volunteer work, specific skills related to the job, work availability, and references. It is important when filling out applications to have all of this information handy. Having your resume on hand can help when answering information such as employment dates for previous jobs, phone numbers, and email addresses for your references. In the past, we have had you complete your resume in Naviance. You will also be going over your resumes in English class sometime soon if you haven't already done so this year. Your resume is a great resource. It is also a good idea to bring extra copies of your resume when you're applying for jobs. Now that we have talked about what types of things will be on an application, we're going to start talking about the do's and don'ts of completing the application itself. First, we're going to test your ability to follow directions. In a minute, teachers, you are going to pause the video. Your teacher is going to give you 3 minutes to complete the activity. Once the activity is over, we're going to discuss it a little bit together. Students, you will need a sheet of paper or scratch paper and with something to write with. Okay, teachers, we are going to pause the video in just a second here. I'll give you a minute for everybody to get a piece of scratch paper out and something to write with. Okay, hopefully everybody has something to write with and a scratch sheet of paper. And teachers, if you could pause the video now and give the students 3 minutes to follow the directions on the screen. All right, hopefully everybody had their 3 minutes to complete the directions. How many students followed all the directions on the activity? Let's look at item 10. Ignore directions 3 through 9 on this paper. The only way to have known about skipping those numbers is to have read all of the directions before beginning. When filling out applications for jobs or for college, it is important to follow all the directions. The best way to do so is to read the directions very carefully. If you don't understand a direction, you should ask for clarification. It is better to ask a question than to put something wrong on the application. You now know that the first step in filling out an application is to follow directions carefully and read all the directions first. Let's watch this quick video for more tips on completing your applications.
In the this video, I'm going to give you some tips on how to effectively complete a job application. In the job world, there's a lot of competition. So how can you increase your chances of landing that dream job? By being careful, correct, and complete with your job application. When employers look at job applications, they look at them quickly. They either end up in the yes pile or in the no pile. Therefore, it's important to be careful, correct, and complete. So what does it mean to be careful with your job application? Don't wrinkle it. Don't get it dirty. Use black or blue ink. Write neatly and have someone check your application for mistakes. It is important to remember that your job application becomes a reflection of you. Mistakes and errors will be noticed for the wrong reasons. So what does it mean to be correct? Watch for spelling, grammar, and punctuation errors. List all information accurately. What does it mean to be complete? Answer all questions. If a question doesn't apply to you, put NA. NA means not applicable. It is also important to describe all of your key skills and abilities. An example of where you need to be complete is the reference section of the application. You will need at least 3 solid references, all which can be verified by the employer. Another area that it's important to be complete is where the section that asks you about skills and abilities. You want to be clear, you want to be specific, and you want to list your key soft skills. We're going to look at a few more tips when completing an application. Areas where you need to be careful, correct, and complete. When filling in the section they ask for position desired, you need to be specific. You do not want to write any or will do anything. That makes you look desperate. In the available start date section of your application, you can write immediately. If you are currently employed and are planning to resign, then you can write 2 weeks. Let's take a look at the desired salary section. This is important. Here, you don't want to be too specific. Instead, you want to place a reasonable range, or you can write open or negotiable. There's a section in all applications where it will ask you to list your previous employers. When you list your duties for each job or volunteer experience, make an effort to describe your duties and experiences that are related to the job that you are applying for. Let's summarize. Remember, if you're going to increase your chances of landing that dream job, you need to be careful, correct, and complete. Doing so will help you end up on the yes pile and get that phone call for the job interview.
Okay, so hopefully that video gave you a few tips. Just a reminder, like I already said in the beginning, I know this video says that it's about job applications, but it really does apply to most any application that you're going to fill out, whether it's college, scholarship, I mean, really anything in your future life. Being careful, correct, and complete is definitely the top keys to doing a great job. So, okay, so we have talked about quite a bit today. We've talked about what you will find on different forms and applications throughout your life, as well as what are some of the tips for filling out applications well. So some of those were, again, be careful. So follow instructions on your application, write neatly, use blue or black ink. Also be complete, answer every question. If a question does not apply to you, write NA. Describe all of your skills and abilities. After you complete the form, read it again to ensure that no information is missing. And then be correct. Watch your spelling, grammar, and punctuation. So hopefully some of these tips will help you in the future. Next Tiger Day, we're actually going to be talking about the interview. So hopefully you'll have some good tips for filling out applications, and then we'll move on to talking about how you do a good interview. So that is next Tiger Day. Thanks, guys. There is also another quick activity you're going to be doing in Naviance today. It won't take very long, but please make sure you check out your Canvas page for instructions on that. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.